It's like you just took an immersion blender to a dumpster and you just blended it all up and then it funneled it into my mouth.
I have chip hair.
Hey, welcome to Mythical Kitchen, where dreams become food. All right, so you've seen me take snacky foods and make them fancy. As far as I know, I am history's originator, for better or worse, of the Mountain Dew Baja Blast Panna Cotta with Baja Blast Ice Malt Cage. But today, we're doing something entirely different. We have a very fancy meal. This is from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, America's #1 steakhouse for, I don't know, like low rent corporate merger acquisitions. So we're taking this really fancy meal and I'm gonna see if I can turn this into a bag of chips. We're gonna see if we can lock all of the flavor of filet mignon, baked potato, cheesecake, shrimp cocktail in crispity, crunchity, potato chippery chips. Who the heck knows if it's gonna work out? I mean, it worked out for Willy Wonka, except for all those dead kids. But other than that, he seemed to be doing pretty fine. We got a recipe in the description below in case you really have a lot of time on your hands and cannot think of a single more productive thing to do. Volunteer at a local organization instead of doing it, but it's there if you want it. Let's get cooking. I like how I brought up the fact I did the Mountain Dew Panna Cotta and stuff and neglected to mention the fact that we also invented pufferfish flavored chips. And so the key with stuff like that is trying to extract as much flavor from the original product as possible and then figure out a way to turn that into a powder to put on chips. So my goal here, I'm gonna take the potato, I'm gonna use that to form potato chips, and now we gotta create seasoning powders out of the other stuff. I'm gonna take this delicious filet mignon and I'm gonna drop it into boiling water. If you wanna extract flavor from anything, you make a broth out of it. Also, I'm like a shameless A1 man. Y'all mess with A1? It's good. I don't know why. Listen, the whole idea that like food should be pure, it should taste like what it is. It's like stems in Western European racism. Just like look it up, read a book for once. But no, like use sauces to flavor your food, use spices to flavor your food. They're there for a reason. I dig on A1. If you don't like the idea of blended raisins on meat, that's fine, but I do. So we're gonna add that. We're gonna add a tiny bit of beef bouillon. It's just gonna bump up the flavor because you got a lot of MSG and salt in there. And so we're just gonna make a tea and then I'm gonna dehydrate that steak. Shrimp cocktail, one of my favorite foods of all time. Also, dude, shout out Ruth's Chris because this shrimp cocktail is incredible. Like this is like big old shrimp, that's nice. We're gonna pop that in the blender. We're gonna turn this into a paste and dehydrate it. We're gonna use a couple little food sciencey tricks. Add a little bit of maltodextrin powder in there. That's fun. That was a big thing that restaurants were doing in like the mid 2000s when they were like, molecular gastronomy is cool. I put a little bit of goop in your food. Scoop out. Stuck to the lettuce, that's okay. We're gonna put some cocktail sauce in there. We'll get some lettuce. I always like eating the salad at the bottom of the cup. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So we're taking a little bit of Thai shrimp paste. This is, again, trying to just up the amount of shrimp flavor there. And then a question I never addressed is, Josh, why are you doing this? We're out of ideas. We have no more. This is it. This is where we're at. No, I think there's practical application for this. You know, you have like a corporate event, you know, you gotta go to a steakhouse, bar mitzvah after party, wedding anniversary, if you live in a somewhat smaller market town, but big enough to have a Ruth's Chris, but small enough to not have anywhere better to go. You know, but now you can just go to a vending machine. That's exciting, that's big, saving time, we're all about efficiency. Hey, there we go, okay. So we're blending this into a paste, we're gonna get this on the dehydrator, and then we're gonna see what happens. It's pretty much this whole thing. I do love a good steakhouse, but I'll tell you, there's a steakhouse in LA that is open 24 hours, and I feel like 9 out of my last 10 steakhouse visits have been there at like 3:30 in the morning. Also, it's where they shot Training Day. Damn, Jake, I didn't know you like to get wet. And I would say that to the waiters, and they're like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I was a bang up Denzel. All right, we got our shrimp paste. This would probably be good in just like a dumpling form. Beef's boiling over, that's fine, that's fine. We're gonna spread this out evenly. There we go, there we go. It smells like foot. I like that smell though. I'm not saying I'm a foot guy, I'm just saying I'm not a foot guy. All right, so we're gonna take this, we're gonna pop this in the dehydrator. Dude, I totally thought the dehydrator was over there. In my mind, it was No, we'll let Trevor figure that out, hold on. Strategy with the cheesecake. Maltodextrin is a powder that absorbs fat into things, so I think that's really gonna work for the cheesecake. And so, beef's doing great. So what I'm gonna do, is Trevor doing the gritty? Is that a Justin Jefferson gritty going on? I'm gonna take the cheesecake, let me eat the berries off. I don't want the berries in there. I haven't had any fruit today.
Okay.
What? What? I couldn't find a spatula, and I wanted to make this even. All right, so we got a lot of that A1 stank on this. What temp was this cooked to before we boiled it? That's a good steak. Bro, we just twice boiled a steak. And it is still raw. Okay. Trying to concentrate. I want to apologize for talking so much, but you know who does talk too much is Trevor. Is that a good segue? For real, go check out Trevor Talks Too Much. He's been doing some solo episodes. It's really fantastic stuff, really bearing his soul out there. I said soul, not whole. He also has an episode with Keith Habersberger from the Try Guys, which is really awesome. We love Keith, friend of the show. Leave reviews about the solo episodes if you want to hear more of those. Do it.
Thank you.
Trevor says thank you. All right, so we're gonna take the cheesecake out of the dehydrator. It is really shrunk. They're gouging you. They are gouging you with cheesecake water. They're fudging the weight of the cheesecake by adding water to it, and when you dehydrate it, it turns into little rocks. Wait, hold on. I'm letting my spit moisten it to see if it turns back into cheesecake. Nope, just wet rocks. All right, we're gonna take this. Ooh, that's really good. If you're a fancy restaurant, you could call this cheesecake soil. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. I got it. All right, we're gonna blend it up. We already have the shrimp blended up. We added just a little bit of red food dye because I want that color to really come through. And then I also added some maltodextrin, ditto with the beef. We got, this just reeks of beef. I mean, this smells like a straight middle school locker room. It smells like bull testosterone, rave-rained in a hot yoga class and condensed down like liquid smoke into a bowl. So we're gonna add a little bit of maltodextrin. And here, maltodextrin, like I said, it absorbs fat. This actually dehydrated more than I thought it would, and I think the sugars caramelized a little bit and crystallized, which is really great, because maltodextrin soaks up fat, a lot of fat in cheesecakes. That should help us get a nice, even powder. Could you tell that I couldn't see where the lid was, even though it was 3 feet away, and I was trying to talk, but like still scanning? I don't know if like my eyeballs don't work like other people's do. I feel like Predator, except I guess the opposite, because Predator's good at seeking out prey, and I just can't see anything. I think I'm like a lamprey. You know, just like prehistoric, can't really see too good, and just kind of like wander through the ocean hoping they get fed. All right, it's gonna blitz this up. We're gonna run it through a strainer too. There we go. This is looking like pretty powdery. We're getting a fair amount of graham cracker in there. We want all that dairy to come through. Let's just kind of give it a little fingery twiddle. Don't cut yourself. That's looking pretty fine. We're gonna pass it through a strainer right now. It's gonna get even finer though. Oh, you know what we should have done? We should have done chips. We should have just made these powders and then hydrated them with water and put them in little packets like cyclists have, the little carb packets. And we could have just made Ruth's Chris Go-Gurts. All right, so we're just gonna pass this through. What's Ben doing? Ben, if you wanted the blender, just take it. Ben, just take the blender. Take the blender, don't be rude. Gonna pass this through. Is any of it coming out? Is any of it coming out the other side? Ah, man. I need more maltodextrin in there. I should have measured it. If there's anything I've learned is that sometimes mashing harder is just the way to go. Against all odds, we have seasoning powders made. Now we gotta figure out how to take a Ruth's Chris baked potato and turn that into chips. Find out next time in the sequel to this episode. See ya, I'm going home. This is called a potato. It comes with the steak. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make potato chips, which we're turning the whole Steakhouse meal into. You remember the intro. So we're gonna take off the skin off the potato, and then we're gonna take the potato pulp and we're gonna mash it. We're gonna run it through this here Tammy. It's a nice fine mesh strainer. We're trying to get it as fine as possible. We're doing what I'd call the Pringles method. Or, what are the chips that are like the worst? Munchos. Munchos, y'all know Munchos? Dude, Munchos are like, they're, I believe Sabritas made them, and I know this because Sabritas sued the United States saying that Munchos were considered potato chips, and then the US government was like, they're not legally potato chips because you've processed the potatoes with other starches, formed them, and then turn them into chips. So they are a potato crisp product, similarly to Pringles. Anywho, that's what we're doing right here. So we aren't just slicing normal potatoes, frying them, saying make potato chips. Nah. We are going Pringles or Munchos. Yeah, Munchos have this like weird, waxy, greasy coating on them. Sound off in the comments if you loved or hated Munchos or have any idea what I'm talking about. In the comments, could you like leave a bunch of topical references that you'd get? Just so I have like a sort of primer card for future, because in case you're like, no, Munchos, don't get it. Then I can know that, and if you tell me all the things you don't know about, actually, and then that would really help me, because then I can know what topics to avoid. So, we mashed our potatoes to create a dish that I like to call mashed potatoes. What do you think the most important thing you'll be known for when you die is? This is an actual thought exercise for all of you, because I've thought about it a lot. And I don't think there's anything more important than ramen donuts. I think that's it for me. It's not gonna be like, oh, raise two, beautiful daughters. It's like, no, ramen donuts.
Josh, what two foods would you name your daughter after?
What two food? Okay, so Julie and I have actually spoken about naming our kids after food. And it'd have to be like an herb, right? Because there's already like, parsley's a common name. See a lot of girls out there, baby girls named Parsley. Like sapphire. It's not a food. Can y'all tell when we film episodes at the end of a day versus the beginning? Because if you go back and watch them, go back and rewatch all of our videos, please. Give us those numbers, but you could easily tell. I want someone to track just the drooping of my eyelids and the absolute clarity and sanity of my speech against time to see what sort of patterns you can find. I meant saffron. I'd like to name my daughter Saffron. Chalupa is a good one. It's like a bit cultural appropriating for me, but it's, probably, or like Whopper. Whopper would be, that's destined for football greatness though. I'd have to change my last name to something cool, like McLandry, like, oh, Whopper McLandry coming into the game. 5'10", 390 pounds, pure muscle. So we're gonna take the potatoes, we're gonna add a fair amount of salt to it, we're gonna add our leavening agent, that's our baking powder. We're gonna add, that's also baking powder, and then a little bit more baking powder. No, that was cornstarch and rice flour. Because a potato, here's the thing about potatoes, they're wet. So you gotta add powders to make it dry. And then we're gonna turn that, I don't know, just get it out of there. I don't like bowls, man. I don't like being confined, I just wanna be free out there running with the wolves. Dancing with the wolves, dancing with Kevin Costner. All right, well, I'm just gonna mash at this until it forms a dough. Come back in a second. Okay, so the camera's gonna come in as if I've been rolling it out the whole time. The camera, like the scene's gonna start as if I've been rolling it out, and I'll give some exposition as to how much work I've done. That's my idea, so check this out. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm going 1001, 1002, and then it looks like I rolled it out all by myself. Because I did. But they're not gonna know that. We're lying to them. Because Lily came in and did it. Yeah, like an odd number. Yeah. Because I was drinking a Red Bull and not rolling this out. Yeah. All right, 1007, 1008. Wow, we've rolled the dough out all by myself. And without the help of it, I'm kidding, Lily, Trevor, you do great work. Thank you for that. Because they're out of Red Bulls in this fridge, so I had to go to the other one. So that's why I left. And then I got caught up talking. All right, so we're gonna start punching out our chips. This is our processed Pringles ass dough. Not a Pringles ass dough, but a Pringles ass dough. A Pringles ass dough is something that happens on a Saturday morning. High five. You know what I'm talking about? I want to test taking these out of the fryer and just dumping them right into the powders, because I want the bottom of the Dorito bag, you get the Doritos that are like really saturated. I want every chip to be like that. 1, 2, now they're gonna fry at different times. Why did I do this? Go. 4, Do you know that Frisbee was invented in a bakery? Because people were just having fun. They're just goofy guys throwing a pie pan back and forth, and then they went, wow, Frisbee! And then the Frisbee was invented. Holy smokes, potatoes puffing up. We got a little pump souffle action here. Don't pop. Look at that. Well, we invented a new thing. We didn't invent a new thing. It's called pump souffle. I just said it. I just said what this is actually called, and then lied to your face and said we invented a new thing. No, this is a thing that exists. Anybody got any good steakhouse anecdotes?
One time I went to a steakhouse and I got a steak.
All right, let me try that one on for size. One time I went to a steakhouse and got a steak. Do you see how stupid that sounds? I think Outback's maybe the best restaurant in the world. A fascinating history. Headquartered in the best city in the world. Anyone? Outback Steakhouse. What do you think? What? Sydney, Melbourne, Perth? No? Yeah, Tampa, Florida. That's right. Tampa, Florida, down under. Most strip clubs per capita of any city in America. Shout out Lily Cousins, went to college in Tampa. Take a potato. Ow, fudge. Okay, drop it in here. That's a lot of powder. Okay, you know what's funny? Nope. I'm sorry, I blew into the powder.
You know, wait, hold on, you know what's funny? There was a label on the shrimp paste that Lily put on there that just said, do not eat. And I still don't know what that was about. And now it's in my mouth, and I don't know, what was that?
I left it out for too long. It was out for like 2 days. So.
That's fine, that's fine. The shrimp paste doesn't need to be in the fridge. It's like milk, you can just leave it on the counter. So, we're gonna take, hold on, this is probably smarter, right? Yeah, nah, that makes more sense. I see why this was the original plan, is that, nah! Yeah. Well, it smells like that. All right, a little shrimp cocktail chip. Applaud. Clap. Clap. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. No, you. Okay, I'm gonna make the rest. Lily, every Willy Wonka needs their Charlie bucket. Will you be my Charlie bucket?
I guess so today.
No, Lily was actually instrumental in creating the recipe for these, so I wanted to taste them together. Are you down?
Yeah,
let's do
try it.
Okay, appetizer.
Okay.
You a shrimp cocktail woman?
Yes, I am. I love shrimp cocktails.
That's what's up.
It's a hell of a chip.
It's crunchy.
You get the little bit of like Vietnamese shrimp chips.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
But then there's that little bit of acid from the ketchup, from the dehydrated cocktail sauce. Mm-hmm. One, the science on this is really freaking rad. Would you rather have this or a shrimp cocktail?
Okay, so, well, one time I went to 7-Eleven and I got some barbecue chips for like $2. And those were probably a lot better than these. But,
Yes.
I mean, you made me eat a lot of gross things on the show. So that's, you know, this is a compliment.
I'll take that. I mean, listen, are they worse than a $2 bag of chips? Sure, but did we make them? Absolutely, and that's what counts. And if you heard me say that, that means you didn't click away from the video, and we appreciate that. Okay, let's move on to the entree.
Okay.
This one has the most powder on it. That is a lot of beef. A lot of powdered beef on this one.
Oh, yeah.
This is going right on the tongue.
Medium rare.
It's like a steak farted in my mouth.
I guess there is it messed up that we effectively ruined a $100 steakhouse meal.
Yes.
To do this. Listen, not everything we do is gonna work out like we think it is. Well, in fact, this worked out exactly how we thought it did, and I'm pretty proud of it. Okay, dessert though, dessert. I have high hopes about this one.
Save room for dessert.
I got a foldy chip.
Ooh, me too. It's a good sweet chip.
That's good. You get the sour dairy from it.
A little graham cracker crust.
Hey. That's low carb now.
It's gonna like form back into a mashed potato.
It actually, wait, no, it actually is in my mouth. Or no. No, that's just maltodextrin goo.
Maybe we've been going about this all wrong. I think the real strength here is that you can get an entire steakhouse meal in one bite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they call this la tripleta.
Do I have to fit it all in one then?
Yep. If you have to ask, you just do it.
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
It's
Well,
so powdery.
It's like you just took an immersion blender to a dumpster and you just blended it all up and then it funneled it into my mouth.
I have chip hair.
Well, hey, thanks for stopping by and supporting the channel, even though sometimes we don't deserve it. Hey, send us pictures of your food. We got a link in the description where you can submit them, just like Alex Friesen did. Alex Friesen took our spicy Frank's Red Hot brined chicken, and then he fried it, and he turned it into a chicken sandwich with caramel sticky buns instead of a donut instead of a bun. That's a lot of words. Alex, that looks freaking delicious. Everyone, be like Alex. We'll see y'all next time. I can't get all the tastes. There's so many tastes.
It's
I need another Red Bull.
It's powdery.
I need another Red Bull. Red Bull! You're too hot to handle, and so's your bakeware. Get a Mythical kitchen oven mitt available now at mythical.com.